Oh no, Jim Lee has a new video. Chemtrails and debunking the fact checkers. Hold on, let me see if it's on Odyssey though. I'd rather watch it from Odyssey, so I don't give him any fucking. I don't give Jim Lee any fucking views on YouTube. Yep, Chemtrails and debunking fact checkers is by a friend of the pod. Lisa tried to make friends with him on Twitter. Didn't work out so well. Jim Lee. Debunking fact checkers. But then who fact checks the person who debunked the... Oh, that's us.
Welcome, Climate Viewers. This is Jim Lee from Climate Viewer News at climateviewer.com. And wouldn't you know it, once again, out of the blue, into the white, they're at it again. They're debunking chemtrails. Articles all over the internet, all in the last couple weeks. I counted 24 in total. Why is this? I don't know who pays these people and why they think we would take them seriously, especially with all of the conspiracy theories, put out there by the fake news media, the lamestream media. We got ABC News and USA Today. I'm going to focus on...
Joe, you think he's going to talk about his website? You think he might show his website a little bit on this?
So it's just to show how lame the counter argument against the chemtrail conspiracy are.
If the arguments against it are lame, Jim, why did you turn down my offer to talk to me again? Why do you suppose Jim Lee, a guy like Jim Lee, might turn down an offer to speak with a guy like me live on his channel and mine at the same time?
You all know this is one of my favorite topics. It's always fun to bring up, and I really enjoy thumping cojones of meteorologists whenever they bring this topic up. So it's been a sport of mine for many a year.
He's like, "Dear meteorologist, let me argue with you," and the meteorologist is like, "Go away."
We're gonna dig right into it. If you're watching this on BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, or it's been downloaded, put anywhere on the internet, come over to @ClimateViewer on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, gently smush that like button if you enjoy this content. Please support my work on connect.climateviewer.com. And there are links to
I've been kicked out of his Discord, if you could imagine that.
Details of this video. Enough said. Let's get to it.
Very old photo.
So, those long, thin clouds you see behind planes are contrails, not chemtrails. Oh no, we're fighting about semantics again.
Wait, what?
So semantics and verbal ninjutsu seem to be the weapon of choice.
Semantics, like, by semantics, he means, like, what is the true thing?
And almost all of these debunking are fact checking. I'm debunking, they're fact checking. I'm debunking the fact check. I'm fact checking the fact checkers.
Yeah, but we're the end of this line because we're just going to make fun of Jim Lee for about an hour, if that's okay with everybody. He's debunking the fact checkers, and we're here to make fun of a cosplay atmospheric scientist who cites his own website and refuses to talk to me. His excuse used to be for not wanting to talk to me again that my audience wasn't big enough. Now I get more live viewers than he does, and my chat's way more cracking than his. He never brings up his chat anymore because ain't nobody saying shit in his chat.
He's got to do this. I mean, these people, I swear. And make sure that when if you get the chance, you enjoy this video, be sure to go over and send this to the authors.
No, actually, you don't brigade people like you all know. Like, don't send me making fun of Jim Lee to Jim Lee. I'll do that myself. I'll make sure he sees this segment myself. I don't need any help with that. Dude's ego is big as fucking opens any email.
Because I'm sure that they're probably going to learn something from it. Because they don't ever do their work. I mean, they're literally copy pasta journalists at this point. So
me too.
They don't do any work. And especially when you got a guy like me who's put 15 years in. It's not going to happen. And I'm not going to. You just got notified because I literally just posted this, Jimmy. But what up, chat? Let's go. The chemtrail conspiracy has been around since the 1990s, stemming from
probably earlier than that.
United States Air Force War Report on Weather Modification. So right off the get, this author, who's this fool? Kelly Jones, is a pseudonym.
Oh, Kelly Jones. That's fucking they took this. They did copy pasta this shit. It was from the Daily Beast or something. Or she works with Will Summer. I think it's from the Daily Beast. They did copy this from the Daily Beast, but they probably gave Daily Beast credit for this.
Owning the weather in 2025.
That's Kelly Jones. That's somebody. That's somebody I hella want on the show.
All of this came from. That if it weren't for the Air Force 2025 owning the weather by 2025, that there would be no chemtrail conspiracy. And that's just ridiculous on its face.
But that's probably not. That's probably not what the article says.
So I'm not going to read you all of the shenanigans posted in here.
But the article is only like fucking like 500 words.
Saying, and why are they saying it? So yeah, there. Others believe a much more sinister theory. Some people, scientists explain their contrails, anything in their water vapor. Yeah, the huge. Others believe it's much more sinister theory. The clouds are actually chemicals being distributed from airplanes, or chemtrails, short for chemical trails. Just a question, Kelly. Are these chemicals, and do they come out of the back?
Oh, no. Well, those aren't. Those are elements. 19
peer-reviewed journals as heavy metals that are found in jet exhaust. So they are metal chemicals,
Kelly,
distributed from the airplane. I'm just saying. I mean, your words, not mine. That chemicals being distributed from the airplane, or chemtrails, is short for chemical trails. Like I said, infographic nerd, read a lot. These are the chemicals.
He hella mad. Nobody's even talking to him. Listen to how mad he is.
These chemicals are in the jet fuel. These chemicals make cloud.
You tell him, Jim. You get him.
Make water vapor stick to them. Water does not turn into clouds without cloud seeds. The cloud seeds are metals. They're chemicals. Damn. I mean, the semantic hurdles that these journalists must go through in order to write this shite is amazing to me. Believers say the planes are actually being used to drop chemical or biological agents on unknowing populations, and that it is a top secret plot led by government officials or nefarious global.
Listen to him. He fucking pissed.
All those technocrats and billionaires with the goal of manipulating whole societies. Okay, that was really freaking broad, but let's be real.
But they're describing an online phenomena that has many facets. Yeah, they can't.
Exactly that.
They can't
plan on this.
They can't specifically articulate exactly what kind of dumb shit you believe, Jim.
I prepared a smorgasbord for the jury, and you guys are the jury. So you can tell me.
The jury says you can go fuck yourself.
Not guilty at the end of this. But if we come over here to climbofviewer.com/Cirrus Clouds Matter.
He was going to, somebody in the chat knew it. He was going to show his own website. Oh, it's Chris Fallon. I'm friends with Chris Fallon on
articles
on Twitter. Chris Fallon's hella cool.
Induced cirrus clouds. That's what the scientists.
Chris Fallon works at HARP.
Track sounding rockets and.
I was like, oh shit, you work at HARP. I'm going to follow you. And he's like, oh, I'm going to follow you back. Nice guy.
So, as Kelly puts it, chemical or biological agents dropped on unknowing populations. That's never happened before, has it? I mean, who the hell would do that? Well, let's take a look. It was.
Let me see something here. Let me show you something else on my own website. It's proof, everybody.
This was back in the 1950s through the 70s, 1945 through 1970. The Manhattan-Rochester Coalition research on health effects of radioactive materials and tests on vulnerable populations.
But this is one of the things like a lot of conspiracy theorists do. It's not as popular like QAnon or whatever, but if something happened in the past, they use it as evidence that the claim that they're making is happening now. But that's fucking stupid, right? Because someone in the past, I don't know, pooped in front of a cupcake shop. That doesn't mean that fucking I pooped in front of a cupcake shop.
1940 to 1970. I wrote this shit in 2013.
Okay.
This is one of the
probably
very
plagiarized
first articles
it.
I ever wrote on chemtrails.
I think you probably plagiarized
What
it.
is a conspiracy? The military did, Captain. We're going to. Captain Tom, I know you heard the word commatives. I'm going to go back to it, but I want to focus. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and focus
Motherfucker,
on
spitting.
the most tinfoil hat part of this. You're saying that Kelly Jones, right? That's her name.
You know what? I don't even
Kelly
want to talk to Jim Lee anymore. He's too fucking stupid. Fuck talking to Jim
planes
Lee.
are actually being used to drop chemical or biologic agents on unknown.
You know why I pooped in front of the artisan cupcake shop? Is because I was in downtown somewhere and there are no public bathrooms. So I'm like, well, there being no public bathrooms here is actually a result of gentrification. And if I'm going to find the most gentrified fucking thing in this neighborhood, it's going to be the artisan cupcake shop. I'm going to just take a dump in front of it.
Like that's never happened before. So through this case study, the
Image by Jim Lee of Climate Viewer. Like, yo, this guy is like never, like sometimes we'll run like old stuff, like old content of ours, but it's like because I'm like tired but not sleepy, or maybe I've like had a few too many cocktails and probably shouldn't be broadcasting anymore, but people are still having fun in the chat. I'm like, oh, here's something we did in the past. I don't like cite myself as a source of information for anything. I'll be like, oh, I wrote this on my blog, you should read it.
Organizational acts that are harmful to others, and how large numbers of outsiders who may or may not be victims of organizational activities
what happened to those
unable
videos
to determine
quality?
Illegal or harmful activity by
I think it says auto 360p, but this is like 14p.
Compartmentalization. That is how you have a secret program to spray zinc cadmium sulfide by the United States Army Chemical Corps for what?
What happens if we change it to 720p? Hold on. Oh,
almost 25, 35 years, 35. Yeah. 25 years, 45 to 70. Yeah.
it was better in lower resolution, honestly.
Secret. And by the way, we didn't find out about this 1945 to 1970. We didn't find out about this until I'm turning my volume down because I realized I'm going to end up yelling during this. We didn't find out about this until like 2008. Okay? So this was kept secret that long. Okay? Now, my point. I'm going to skip past everything on here. You know, talk a little bit about.
But it's your own article.
Weather warfare.
It's your own article, Jim.
Trail dust, where they were spraying all the guys in Vietnam with all the agents. Agent Orange, Agent Green, Agent Blue.
I've never heard of Agent Green or Agent Blue.
3 million U.S. gallons per acre, using bug warfare, dropping Operation Big Itch, Big Buzz, Mayday, Operation Dropkick. These are like 1956 test on Savannah, Georgia, designed to reveal information about the dispersal of yellow fever mosquitoes. State of Georgia, 1955, Big Buzz. 330,000.
This all sounds like places black people live.
Dropped with E-14 bombs and dispersed.
Wait, what are E-14 bombs? No, there weren't a bunch of rich white people wherever this supposedly happened.
Document. This is from DTIC.mil, not from a tinfoil hat outfit. But damn, come on, you're making my big itch right now. Trying to say,
I bet it's
there's no history of this. I mean, why would anybody ever think of something so crazy? Because the U.S. Army Chemical Corps sprayed zinc cadmium sulfide from coast to coast. Operation Large Area Coverage.
there are bad things going on right now, but Jim Lee ain't uncovering any of them. He's just mad that some shit was in a local newspaper thing. Now he's just yelling about his own website like a fucking weirdo.
Operation Large Area Coverage, 1957 through 1958, U.S. Army Chemical Corps operating with...
I'm definitely cutting this segment out and putting it up.
Microscopic zinc cadmium sulfide, a radioactive material, particles over much of the United States from a C-119 flying boxcar. The purpose was to determine the dispersion
I like the idea of a flying boxcar.
Biological and chemical agents. Operation Dew 1 and 2, and then St. Louis, 1953. This is the one that broke the...
He's not debunking any of the fucking fact-checking about chemtrails. He's just like a bunch of weird shit happened in the 50s. Okay.
The public, and I went further and wanted to get all of those sprayings. So if you want to know the truth about it, you can look right here. Reference number, place, name, start date, end date, number of chemical releases, total quantity of zinc cadmium sulfide, approximate area affected in square miles, cadmium inhalation intake. And the list just goes on and on and on. This is 52, 62, 63, 64, 67, 68, and everywhere. I mean, California, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Corpus Christi, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Washington, Nevada, St.
Oh, Jordan Peterson retweeted that? That's fucking Bust-a-Troll. Yo, that's fucking, I know that guy. I don't know him in person. He ended up not going to Netroots Nation when it was I think it was in Detroit. He ended up not going. We were going to meet up and hang out. That's fucking Bust-a-Troll. That's why there's goats everywhere on this channel, is because we used to goat Facebook groups.
Chippewa National Forest, Minnesota, San Francisco, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I mean, they were just sprinkling this shit out like it was candy. Okay? So to say that they would, it's just crazy that this would ever happen. This is
well, no, they're saying it's not happening. The other thing is that article he showed, it was like a page, like an internet page, like on your browser, right? You could get the whole thing on one fucking, without having hit the page down button. So it was like 800 words on chemtrails not being real. And Jim Lee is just, he's just riffing on it for a very long time.
That it's happened in the past, and those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. This is by the Subcommittee on Zinc Cadmium Sulfide, Commission on Life Sciences, Division of Earth.
The Dunning-Kruger, that's Bust-a-Troll's website. You see it, you see at the top, it'll say America's Last Line of Defense at the top. That's a Bust-a-Troll website. And good on him for fucking putting this shit out and making ad money on it. Because the About page is like, everything here is false. The About page basically calls you a fucking idiot if you believed anything on there.
National Research Council admitting, the U.S. Army Chemical Corps sprayed radioactive material all over the United States, and then in this subcommittee said it didn't hurt anybody. But if you come up here and you watch this video, you can actually see that, it hurt people.
With plenty of chemicals and pathogens. People living in that area say the toxic chemicals are still leaking into the ground.
So check out the link I know we're talking about two things at once, and I usually don't like to go too far off topic, but check out the link in the chat. It's an LA Times article about a page we goated. That was the Bust-a-Troll Army.
Two citizens groups say they conducted a year-long investigation that found a startling number of people with cancer living in that area. 22 people on Kemp Lane, 42 on Rocky Springs, and 60 on Shookstown Road. Kristen Renee's
fingernails, toenails, the lesions.
This is somebody
on my
who
body.
was actually sprayed by the zinc cadmium sulfide.
They fed me intravenously. I couldn't see well. They had to keep me in the dark.
It doesn't.
I swear I saw her in a Satanic Panic video.
And we ran in the house because we saw these guys in the alley in spacesuits. And that's what we called them. Now I know they were hazard suits.
These women
Wait, what?
never met share similar stories and illnesses.
I remember the...
But what does this have to do with chemtrails?
I remember
This guy's like so far off.
In
Like
the 90s, the Army admitted
you ever notice sometimes, like on especially Wednesday, I might get like a little bit annoyed with my co-host who wanders off into Narnia somewhere. What Jim Lee has done here makes me very honored and privileged to have the people that do content with me around here.
admitted to Cold War spraying and even confessed to planting a cover-up that they were testing a smokescreen to protect cities in case of an aerial attack from the Soviet Union. The Army insisted the spray was harmless.
This was linked to the development and testing of weaponized radiation.
Sociologist Lisa Martino-Taylor has spent years researching the St. Louis testing and has gathered thousands of now declassified documents. She says cadmium would have been toxic enough, but government documents show a link between the St. Louis testing and military-funded human radiation experiments. The military now admits to some horrific.
But the sociologist you have on isn't saying any of that. This is just the news. This is the news channel telling you that. They had the sociologist say like a sentence.
Patients were secretly injected with plutonium. Babies and pregnant women unknowingly received radioactive iodine. And from 1946 to 1953, 73 mentally disabled children.
But is there a chicken? See this like incubator? Is that a chicken in the incubator? It looked like a chicken.
Children in Massachusetts were fed oatmeal containing radioactive calcium. Yet much of what happened in St. Louis remains shrouded in secrecy.
Not only was data...
Seems like the local news is doing a bad job shining a light on whatever happened there, because ain't nobody fucking... The only local news is the one talking about the radioactive oatmeal.
Data had been deleted.
In 1972, the government destroyed Pruitt-Igoe.
What is it that made this study so classified that they're still not talking today about it?
Decades later, questions haunt these survivors. Could the chemical spray have caused their degenerative bone disease or the cancer that plagues them and their families?
That one of the types of cancer I had was papillary carcinoma, which the surgeon said to me when at first I was diagnosed, he said, "Did you have any radiation exposure?" And I said, "Not that I know of."
These women haven't forgotten, and they vow to keep talking about what happened now that someone's listening. Do you trust the government?
It's betrayal.
His suggestions included cat videos.
I know this has gone on in other countries, but I thought that our country was a little bit better than that.
Whether radioactive material was used remains an open question.
Would you like to speak to the
what
people
is not in
this time?
dispute is the Army selected the poor and the powerless and exposed them to potentially harmful chemicals without their knowledge or consent.
And that was Lisa Martino-Taylor, who published the Manhattan Rochester
he spoke
Coalition
to you. Did you hear that?
Papers. And that's where I got this from. So I want to start right there to Kelly Jones.
Me or the cat?
Who says that this is just crazy to even believe.
He's back to the article.
It can happen again.
Dude, he's been off in fucking like Narnia for 15 minutes. Chris Fallon is cool.
Right here, biological. Captain Tom, what have they changed in the spray that makes me extra tired recently? I don't know. I'm getting into, I don't know, bro.
It's fatigue.
I got a lot to go through, and I'm gonna try to ignore chat. I love you guys. I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as possible because
he doesn't have anybody in his chat.
Biological weapons culminatives.
Yeah, dude. Fucking shout out to Busted Troll. Where is Busted Troll? I'm gonna tag him in Discord. Be like, we're talking about you.
So you can't make this stuff up. These are actual, things going on today, like, chemical weapons, harassing agents, tear agents, vomiting agents, malodorants, incapacitating agents. The United States Army Chemical Corps and other branches of the military are still involved in making chemical weapons. The reason I bring this up, one of the things after 9/11 was a presentation of the Airline Pilot Association called Narco Airways, where they literally talked about using non-lethal technologies. This is the catchphrase of the day. That, basically...
Did you hear the cat talk to you?
1,000 words, right? incapacitated.
Amazing. He never says shit when I'm holding him. He's like, I don't want to be held.
Into the plane. Or maybe a net that falls from the ceiling.
Wait, what the fuck is this? Why is he showing like a 12-year-old's drawing of a plane?
I know that the armed doors did make it onto the planes. Slippery foam dispenser.
It's got a slippery foam. It's like Spy Hunter.
These are all ideas came up.
He's all right with that.
From the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Director.
I'm alone on a plane.
The Department of Homeland Security. Literal crazy. The gay bomb. You cannot make that up.
Yeah, hold on. I have it. Where'd it go? Oh, shit.
Yeah, there it is. The gay bomb.
Yes, the gay bomb was a real thing. Air Force.
Yeah, there it is. The gay bomb.
Lab in Dayton, Ohio, or in they want the.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Pretty funny. For their.
It is pretty funny. Thanks, Jim.
That will make enemy soldiers.
I'll be back. I gotta pee and pour another drink.
To each other.
I thought this video was gonna be boring, but Jim Lee hell mad and wilding out in this video.
And bad guy identifying chemicals, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. But this is the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate's chemical weapons program and all of the locations that it's at. So you can look at all that. Not going to read it all out to you, but you know the names. You'll recognize a lot of these names. They're all there. Yeah, don't tell Alex Jones that that's what did it to the frogs. And then you've got, of course, biosafety labs, high containment labs, and other facilities for the U.S. Biodefense Program. Another source of, guess what, secret government stuff that could be sprayed, just like back in the day. This is all from the sunshineproject.org, which has been deleted from the internet. I pulled these from Wayback Machine. You cannot get this anywhere else, unless you go to the Wayback Machine yourself. Agent Green and the drug war. The agents threatened to legitimize agricultural biowarfare, are environmentally unsafe, and threaten wild plants and agriculture and fragile and biodiverse ecosystems. They endanger human health and, most importantly, a global ban on biological weapons. Sunshine Project. So Agent Green, his nasty stuff is being sprayed worldwide and has showed up in America. In Martin Gelsma's chronology of mycoherbicide development against drug plants with special reference to the genus Fusarium and Plespora, they basically use this stuff called F-oxysporum. And why was the military spraying this from planes in 2006? In the 90s? This is recent. This is not back in the Cold War, okay? This isn't like around World War II. This is in the 90s and 2000s. F-oxysporum. It's a mold that was designed, Agent Green, to kill cocaine crops in Colombia.
No, I'm against that. I don't even do cocaine anymore, but I'm against that.
Agent Green, F-oxysporum, migrated from Colombia in South America up through this mold, made its way through Mexico, and was found in Texas. That's right. 1989-1990, Texas, USA
the mold
farmers
is
and ranchers reported numerous outbreaks and illnesses among pigs and horses. Tests find fumicin.
The mold is it's a Tex-Mex.
It's
like a kind of a bad bland
parts per million. 1990 in Cameron County, Texas, rates of neural tube birth defects begin to rise, primarily driven by the increase of encephaly, which halts brain development. This increase is noted.
They drop a bunch of mold on Jim Lee's house.
Later, now it is blamed on effects of Fusarium epidemic in corn, which was sprayed by the military on cocaine plants all the way in frickin' South America.
Don't do that.
Chemtrails?
Like, people
You
should
want
have
chemtrails?
cocaine if they want
I
it.
got
69 viewers again.
chemtrails.
Nice.
2000, U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued draft guidelines for the maximum levels of fumonisin. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. Fumonisin, probably. Fumonisin? Sounds good to me. Allowed in food. In a letter to federal officials, the Texas Department of Health worries that the level may be too high.
Good night, Avalon and
for people
Babylon.
to consume corn as a dietary staple, especially Hispanic populations. 2002, December 12. Representative John Mica, Republican, Florida, brings up his desire to restart Fusarium mycoherbicide program in a House hearing titled America's Heroin Crisis, Colombian Heroin, and How We Can Improve Plan Colombia. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Wait, what? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Colombia, South America.
He's still mad at the person who wrote the like fucking 3-paragraph article about how chemtrails aren't real.
F-oxysporum, Agent Green. And it's probably still going on today. But you're just a conspiratard. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Jim.
Real quickly through some of these other
There's an actual there's something going on there. Yeah, the war on drugs was terrible.
What do they use as their?
We dropped a bunch of shit to like kill vegetation, and it killed all kind of people's vegetation.
Fake news. This is ABC News in this case. Kelly Jones, I'm sorry, you're lazy AF. You probably should have called me. I'd have gave you a much better answer than these fools. But what did they, go American Chemical Society, UCAR, Federal Aviation Administration. Oh, I've had some talks with them. They had different conversations with me than they had with you. I have the recordings.
Publish you calling the FAA. It's like a Madison Star Moon video.
The EPA, they were not too happy about it. The 1996 report from the U.S. Air Force on militarization of weather modification. Yeah, we know about that one. Owning the weather in 2025. A 2020 report published by the Missouri Law Review saying that you're all quacks. And
why do you hate this guy more than anybody else we cover? This guy's annoying, but like Chris Key is like a demonstrably worse person.
Is the funny one. Oh, it's so funny. Joint study from the University of California.
But Timmy, you'd love it if I could get this guy. If this guy like showed up in chat right now, was like, y'all are making fun of me, but I have the truth. You would throw a party in whatever space you were occupying right now, right?
Especially to your attention. Because if you missed it, I was around for this one. I covered it when it happened back in 2016. And tell me if any of these names pop out and ring a bell for anybody. Anybody in chat recognize any of these names?
Oh, that's Mick West.
Wait.
Fuck Mick West.
Mick West and Ken Caldera. Quantifying the expert consensus against the existence of a secret large-scale atmospheric spraying program. Do you want to know what they called it? SLAP. Secret large-scale aerial program. SLAP. Like a slap in the face. And Mick West was cited on this. And the reason why...
No. The thing that he showed, that doesn't mean he was cited. That means he helped write it. You fucking dumb motherfucker. At the top of this, watch. No, he wasn't cited. You see these people? Christine was the lead writer on it. Mick was probably second, or maybe the other three people, they like drew straws or whatever. Christine mostly wrote the article, but Mick West also wrote the... This doesn't mean they were cited. It means they wrote the article.
Cited on this. And the reason why... Can I rant for a second? The reason why this son of a bitch, Mick West and Ken Caldera are on here is because on
because they wrote it. Even if it's a giant steaming piece of shit, they're listed there because they wrote it, my friend. My brother in Christ, or my brother in the Dark Lord. Those people are on the list at the top there because they wrote it.
Caldera's Geoengineering Group, which is a Google group. Mick West.
But a Google group? Are there still Google groups?
Who is a debunker. He runs contrailscience.com and metabunk.org. He was a Tony Hawk Pro Skater video game programmer who turned into a chemtrail debunker.
That's fine, actually. What do you mean he would?
That's all we know about Mick West.
That's fine.
For Bullfrog Software back in the day, making video games, probably something to do with fluid dynamics in physics.
I don't even know that had to be what he was doing making the video games.
And
maybe he was just a C++ programmer.
But Mick West has been a thorn in my side for the better part of 10 years till I whipped his ass sideways in a debate.
To be fair, Mick West, Jim Lee didn't win the last time I watched them talk, but Mick West lost. Because Mick West is a bit of a coward and is afraid to go after the people he talks to.
He finally agreed to have one. He thought we were.
You've talked to Mick West like 4 times.
The whole debate about semantics.
Also, this is really interesting because this guy's refusing to talk to me.
He had a very confused look on his face. You can't make that up. So that's what Mick West looked like right there. Go. So, Mick
West was he's nice.
I look at my statistics. I realize that people watch, if I do an hour-long video, they watch 15 minutes of it. If I write an article, you look at the time on page, it's 2 minutes. He's asking me why I use the word chemtrail instead of contrail. And I'm going, because nobody's Googling contrails. They're Googling chemtrails. Hell, I call them plane farts. You guys know that. All of this is in the details.
He mad. What's happened?
So you can watch the Mick West debate. Nobody could have read that article in that amount of time. So the thing with that. What happened was an individual was sitting in the room with Max Bliss at the time.
Fuck Max Bliss.
I think we could do a better job on that.
Yeah, but
here it is. We here at the FAA take condens. So we actually called Dr. Rangasai Authority 3 separate times. All right, so the FAA, real quick. So,
why are you explaining yourself? You're supposed to be like showing us you dunking on somebody. I'm like, here, I'm going to show you a clip of me dunking on somebody, but I'm just going to break in every 15 seconds to explain to you the way in which I dunked on them. This is like telling someone why a joke is funny.
Who is the head of the Federal Aviation Administration's Aviation Climate Change Research Initiative. And then I'm telling Mick about this because he doesn't get it. Okay? And if you don't believe me, I'm going to play the tapes of me actually talking to the head of the Federal Aviation Administration's
So we're like very far away from the fucking 3 or 4 paragraph article that was on some local news website, right? Like we're like all the way out in Narnia here.
Aviation Climate Change Research Initiative. And he agrees with me. So despite these fact checkers, that scientist agreed with my logic. So you can argue all you want till you blue in the face.
But what if like what if you just called this scientist and then the end of the call was like, yeah, dude, whatever, sure. And that's like the agreement because people have their limits, you know?
I don't care. I'm just going to make fun of you. Because
no, that's the thing is like, hold on, just real quick. This guy's like accusing people of being afraid of him. Hold on, real quick. I just want to show you something. Where'd it go? Hey, what happened to it? Did I lose it? It's in my inbox somewhere. Is that another computer? Anyway, whatever. He like said that I was going to make fun of him. Hold on, I'll find it.
What I do on this channel. But We had 3 separate discussions. And what I said to him was, why when Amanda calls you, when she calls the FAA and she says, I see all these chemtrails over my house. They're blocking out the sun. I don't like it. Why does the FAA come back and say, chemtrails are not a thing? Those are condensation trails, and they are perfectly normal. Instead of...
He's talking about Madison Star Moon right now. He's like, why when Madison Star Moon calls the FAA, do they not take him seriously? That's what he's doing right now.
Clouds that are being created by planes is so grave that we are trying to use biofuels and innovate next generation transportation systems to avoid the climate effects of aviation and the pollution that's created.
Do you see the look on his face right now? He's literally covering his mouth going, I am so spooked right now. I am
No. He's like, are you talking about Madison Star Moon? Like, I don't like Jim Lee. That's fucking Mick West. The problem with Mick West is that he's like going, oh, I don't know. Ooh. And it's like, why aren't you being like, dude, you're out of your mind. Anyway, Jim Lee was talking about how people are afraid to talk to him. Here we go. Sorry, I can't make it tonight. My kids are awake and whatever, a school night. I'm fine with having an honest conversation with you, but I honestly feel like your only intent is to try to mock me when you don't really understand anything I've been saying for years. Even Mick West knows where I stand on contrails. I call them plane farts, not even chemtrails. And I don't know what we would have to say to each other that wouldn't be counterproductive. This is he's trying to get me to watch his fucking YouTube video. If you watch these and still want to call me or whatever, grifter, if you want me to delete our debate because it makes you butthurt, I'll do that too. The problem with him saying that is that debate that he's talking about is on my website too, the audio of it. I have nothing to gain from one video and I don't need any enemies, nor do I have time to entertain trolls. If you want to have an adult conversation, maybe we can work something out. Otherwise, call me and leave a number. I can call you back. And he didn't give me his phone number. He does not want to speak with me. But don't worry, all these other people are afraid to talk to Jim Lee.
Screwed. Like, I am so losing this debate. You should read the comments. Like, there's nobody defending Mick. Mick's own people on Debunk wouldn't defend him after this.
Buy it. That would be a much more honest answer.
Well, I think you just put the word chemtrails in their mouth there. Like, they wouldn't, for a start, use the word chemtrails because they would say chemtrails aren't a thing because really chemtrails aren't a thing in the common understanding of the term, which is this large scale spraying program. You have a different definition of chemtrails. So I don't think
the difference is he actually agreed with me. He says, actually, I think we could do a better job on that.
Yeah, but he didn't agree with you that chemtrails are a thing, except in your semantic version of it. The problem is if the EPA or the FAA,
like the problem here, Mick, is that Mick West is taking Jim Lee seriously. That's the problem with all that. Like, this is the problem. This is people get this fucking content brain or this like debate bro brain where you just have to take everyone seriously. And I feel like it's better not to.
If you use the word chemtrails, then all of a sudden everybody's going to say, "Oh, that's an admission that they've been spraying us for years," when obviously that's not true. Except as again in a semantic way, that there's pollution from planes that has effects.
I mean, let's be realistic about this. Both you and I know that contrails have persisted and created cirrus clouds since the early 50s, right?
Since the 20s, actually.
Yeah, I mean, as far back as we've been flying, even with propeller planes, yes, they've been creating clouds. My favorite article was 1958. Jet Trails, Dim Sun, Palm Springs gripes, followed up by the next year, Air Force tells city of Palm Springs, live with the trails or move the city. So, I mean, and then in 1972, the state of Illinois.
Anyway, so yeah, he capitulates at every turn because he's got.
No, he's not capitulating to you. He's like what would we call him? He's like a weak defender of his position.
But we're going to go back to this real quick. So that's the Mick West that we're talking about here. And Mick West and and Ken Caldera. Ken Caldera, geoengineer Ken Caldera. That's what he is. That's what he does. Ken Caldera, on his geoengineering forum, him and Mick West are having a debate about what geoengineering would look like as opposed to, say, chemtrails. Just,
if everybody keep in mind that he's still talking about like a fucking 3 or 4 paragraph article on some local news website that he's mad about.
I mean, they've got so many terms for the same damn thing. In fact, I think I have them all pretty much here. How language controls the chemtrail debate.
Oh, he's going to refer to his own website again.
And chemtrails, persistent contrails, spreading contrails, contrail cirrus, contrail-induced cirrus, contrail-induced cloudiness, aviation-induced cloudiness, aviation-induced cirrus, induced cirrus cloudiness, man-made clouds, artificial clouds, plane farts.
Plane farts.
So, for your benefit,
this dude, this dude is fucking stupid.
Mick West does for people.
I don't think I actually want to talk to Jim Lee now. The more I think about it, I mean, I'll have anybody on, but my God,
avoid the trap.
It wouldn't even be fun to make fun of this guy. I don't think.
Contrails are just condensation, just harmless water vapor. Response: condensing on what? Answer: cloud seeds or aerosols like soot and metal nanoparticles. This matters a lot. So if you want to be good at debunking fact checkers or debunking debunkers, you have to understand how they think and their typical regurgitated responses.
You need to be able to cite your own website for an hour and a half.
So,
how long
of course,
this video is
all
kind of
of
short
this
for
came
Jim.
from
The video is
a
only
beautiful
51
Facebook
minutes.
post that was shared to me by Dominic Barama today. And I jumped on it like stank on shit, and just
show us the reacts. Nobody even laughed. No, nobody's even reacting at this guy's comments. Boo!
Accidental geoengineering.
People need to be there laugh reacting on this guy's comments.
Then why are they saying right here? Fact check. USA Today. No, airplane contrails are not being used to combat climate change. Blocking. April 3rd, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Blocking the sun again to protect us from climate change, read the post caption. Thanks to the U.S. Air Force and Navy for keeping us safe from the sun. It also contains the hashtags chemtrails and geoengineering. Well, guess what? Climate fans. Trying to keep my cursing. Climate fans. Guess what? Climate fans.
Like, don't get the fuck stop, dude.
Guess what, motherfuckers? It is keep my cursing to a minimum. Guess what, motherfuckers? It is geoengineering. Why is it what, motherfuckers? Trying to keep my cursing to a minimum. Guess what, motherfuckers? It is geoengineering. Why is it geoengineering? Not because I say it's geoengineering, because Chuck Long from NOAA's Earth Systems Research Lab says it is. Don't believe me? Well, then why the hell is this here? Smithsonian Magazine.
Wait, it says airplane contrails may, see the word may there, be creating accidental geoengineering. These two words are doing all the work here. May and accidental are doing all the work here.
Airplane contrails may be creating accidental geoengineering. So let's just take the word accidental out of there, okay? I'm just going to put my hand over.
Wait, why are you taking the word out of there?
The word accidental. In fact, let's just real quick. Let's just fix that.
Wait, what are you doing?
Fix that real quick.
Is he going to hacksaw the website?
Give me 1 second. Boom. There. Now it's fixed.
He hacksawed the website. Look at that.
Contrails may be creating geoengineering. That looks so much better. I just hacked the web page. Little inspect element real quick and just change it. You know what? Let's take it a step further because we're having fun here tonight.
You're gonna take out maybe.
Plane farts may be creating geoengineering. I mean,
your browser's tripping out, dude. What are you doing?
The article is saying to us, okay? Yeah, the maybe is. All right, good point in chat. Nikki nailed it.
Telling us that you are like showing us that you're changing the content of a website actually leads me to believe that there may be other things going on during Jim Lee's content.
Are creating geoengineering. That is the truth. That's a much more true jet exhaust, plane farts, chemtrails, contrails, persistent contrails, aviation-induced cloudiness. They are creating geoengineering. Want to know how? I'm sure you do. You're probably asking yourself that question right now.
I have a lot of questions now about the other articles you've shown us on websites, sir. Now that you've shown us this, now I have a lot more questions.
Well, how is it, Jim? Well, let's get right to that. Commercial aviation creating ice haze and accidental geoengineering at weathermodificationhistory.com.
That's just his website. He just like stole the article from the place where he was just looking the article. He just stole this article. Like plagiarism, Jim.
Top source for just the facts minus my opinion. It is just the facts, baby. In if the recent clear sky brightening trend were due to cleaner air and fewer aerosols alone.
Like, I don't know, is that the article that he stole? You see this line on the left, it leads me to believe that this is just the part that he stole from the article.
The surface directly from the sun. That didn't happen. Long reported to the American Geophysical Union in the fall meeting in San Francisco. Instead, Long and his colleagues found that the content.
Wait, did he steal this whole thing? Like, did he just like steal a bit of the I'm trying to scroll up in this article. I think he stole from the thing that he just showed us. He just stole their article.
Steady between 1995 and 2007 under cloud-free conditions.
Look, he's got like a 1 after it where you click the 1 and it like, I don't know, does he sell gold? I don't know what's going on.
Diffuse shortwave radiation that increased. Now, this is going to get really complicated. I don't expect everybody to understand every word of this, but I'm going to try to keep it real simple. And just focus on.
Dude, you stole that from another publication.
Okay. Because it's technical. And I don't want to make this too sciencey today. We're trying to keep this simple.
Dude, he just stole. He's just showing us on his website that he plagiarizes. He has none of his own commentary there. I think he just stole this from another article.
Less diffuse shortwave radiation. Because there's less things for it to diffuse off of. Because particles in the atmosphere can bounce light around and back to space. So the scientists dug deeper, and in a provocative new analysis, not yet published, Chuck Long suggests that high altitude.
Yeah, he plagiarized this shit.
Created by water and other emissions like these emissions.
It's just a periodic table. He stole a periodic table too.
Climate buffs. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother man. I appreciate it.
Don't give Jim Lee any money. Fuck that shit. Don't give Jim Lee your money.
That I'm talking about a sub-visual contrail generated haze of ice, which we do not classify as a cloud, but gives the blue sky a more whitish tint. This isn't even the clouds. This isn't even the lines in the sky. Okay.
Oh, stop donating money to Jim Lee.
I really need to grab a drink. I'm shouting so much.
Dude, what you need is a bong hit, Jim.
He's talking about how the whole damn sky is getting whiter because of ice haze buildup from planes. And that is exactly
That's not how any of this works. No.
And Ken Caldera were having a conversation about on their group. They were comparing how blue the sky was and how much whiter it would get if they geoengineered. The irony of this is that's exactly what's going on. I mean, damn, have you not seen pictures? In fact, a friend of mine, Christine Leiden, sent me these today, which perfectly illustrate exactly what
pictures of the sky. Yep, picture of the sky. They're like, what the fuck is this, a black and white camera?
So here we see what's called a sundog or a halo. And this was right at the same time that,
if you point like optics at the sun, you're going to get weird results. You shouldn't point your like
402 in California today. So this happened during that event at that time. Kind of coincidental.
Also kind of cool.
What you see is you got the sun here, you got the halo, and you see all this ice haze, all this bright white fuzz. That's what the hell he's talking about.
Wait, what about the brighter, whiter thing around the sun?
This stripe that's now starting to turn into
like you start pointing. I'm just telling you, check this out. You start pointing any kind of camera or like video capture device at the sun, you're going to get some weird results. This is actually a pretty good result considering they were pointing the camera at the fucking sun.
When we think about geoengineering or chemtrails, he's actually referring to all this white, funky, milky ice haze that makes the sky white, that makes the sun whiter. That's accidental geoengineering.
Wait, no. You're pointing a fucking cell phone camera at the sun. You're going to get weird results. If you could fathom this, the camera on your phone is not designed for taking pictures of the sun. It's going to be bad at taking pictures of the sun. Most things are. It's bright. Bad for most optics.
Long be talking about. But as you can see here, what makes these pictures very interesting is at first we have 3 separate shadows coming off of this. So that means that in this photo, we actually have ice haze buildup above and below. This is also what's known as an ice supersaturated region. So
wait, what? Yo, dude, just zoom in on a Google map like a regular person.
And
this is approaching like Gina video status.
Through the water vapor.
Anybody here know who? Most people here know who Gina is. It's like, hello, like why is Jim Lee? Why has he gone? Why has he gone full on?
Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours.
And it's creating 3 separate shadows here. Okay. And then as we progress, you're going to see the 3 shadows again.
He's getting kind of Titler vibes.
You can see that this has actually gotten a little closer to the sun. Now watch what it does when it actually meets the sun. Now, all 3 of those shadows have combined and are actually lining up perfectly because this
Stop giving Jim Lee money.
And we all win because of your knowledge, my friend Lancelot, and I appreciate you supporting me right now, trying to do everything I can to get the funds together to pay for the server for the next year and my Adobe Creative Suite, which is like $600 just by itself.
Why are you doing this?
Illustrator.
That's not how much Adobe is. It's like fucking $12 a month or some shit.
Graphics.
Also, your graphic design sucks. Why would you pay for a graphic design program? You suck at graphic design.
Your money is supporting my family and supporting my work. I greatly appreciate it.
When I ask you for money, I just don't want to have to like have clients during the day. That's the only reason I ever ask you for money. It's like, do I really want to take clients, or should I just be shit posting on Twitter and looking for crazy shit on Telegram all day? I'm not like telling you you're supporting a family and I need to get a server and I need fucking $600 for Adobe Creative Suite. Oh, we're a Linux operation here. If we ever pay for software, it's because we've donated to the project.
Lancelot. So as you see down here, the shadow is actually beneath it and then it goes right over it and past it. The plane's actually right here.
Wait, what?
This is the end of the plane right there.
Wait, what the fuck? No, because the fucking the chemtrail or whatever, the contract. Wait, what is happening? What are you talking about? You didn't even know.
Because of all of that white milky haze that's built up. That's what we're talking about here.
Literally, your friend took a picture of the sun.
That is geoengineering. Whether they want to argue it or not, it is geoengineering. Not because I said so, but because Chuck Long said so.
Who's Chuck? Fuck Chuck Long too. Then I don't know, man.
Accidental geoengineering from the Cooperative Institute for Research and Environmental Sciences, CRES, NOAA Earth Systems Research Laboratory 2015.
CRES, that's a cool name.
Grab this right here, and just
it's my street name now.
Go right to it.
Dave, otherwise known as CRES.
Airline traffic may help create icy haze that's brightening U.S. skies. I do my homework.
Oh, real tip. Just buy a fucking ThinkPad and put Linux on it like a regular person.
And I keep all
or like a Dell Latitude.
And then I stuff them all in.
Lisa's like, I want to fight this guy. Well, Lisa, don't go fight Jim Lee.
Downloaded.
Don't do that.
Presentation that he gave to the.
If you go down to the South, go to the South for like some barbecue. Maybe go to New Orleans.
Already
don't waste your time with Jim Lee if you find yourself in the southeast portion of the United States.
Response right there. And you can see that right here. This is his actual slides.
No, this is on your website again, Jim. This is all from Jim's website. He's like mad at like
conducting geoengineering by Chuck Long, Jim Bernard, and Connor Flynn.
It's like me going through my own website of all the shit I've written about Sam Harris and being like, man. They wrote an article in USA Today that Sam Harris isn't real. And I'm like, look at all this shit I've written on my website about Sam Harris. Sam Harris is real.
Yeah. Anyway, and this is his previous paper on it. So, I mean,
but like, I don't, Lisa, you showed up a little bit late tonight, but this video of his has been particularly unhinged. He's usually able to like, do a little bit of vacuuming or whatever before we go over for a visit into this guy's mind. But tonight, like all the fucking crazy was just on full display.
Geoengineering. So
this was a couple hours ago that he streamed this too.
Moving back to this, our rating false. Chemtrails do not exist. Period. Point blank.
I mean, I told you to buy a ThinkPad, but my last like 5 laptops have been Dells. What everybody should do, actually, if you want a Linux laptop, go on eBay and find somebody who just sells thousands of fucking laptops and buy like whatever 1-year-old Dell Latitude is in your price range and then wipe out the operating system and put Linux on it. It's the best thing ever. Because Dell sells so many fucking computers that a 1-year-old Dell computer they sold to a business is like, it's worth like a third of what they paid for it when they bought it.
It does not exist. It is Russian disinformation. You shall censor it, all social media. We shall not have the truth.
Yo, I've never heard anybody say that the fucking chemtrails are Russian disinformation. I've said this before. Russian disinformation tends to be pretty good. They tend to know what the fuck they're doing. If they wanted to tear apart the fabric of America, they would look at the chemtrails conspiracy and be like, that's not going to do it, comrade.
Oh, but wait, the Hunter Biden laptop was real. And the Twitter files proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I would love to have Jim on to just be like, can you explain the Hunter Biden laptop story to me? Every time it comes up, like on Twitter, somebody's like, blah, 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 Hunter Biden's laptop. I'm like, could you explain to me in just a few sentences what happened with the Hunter Biden's laptop? And everybody's like,
and the FBI had it for a year before the election. And 70% of Democrat voters said they would not have voted for Joe Biden if they had heard the truth about the Hunter Biden laptop story. These people are propagandists. They are out there trying.
The Hunter Biden laptop story that was printed in the fucking New York Post or whatever it is doesn't make any fucking sense. Here's why. If you were a rich guy in Malibu, I just assume every rich asshole lives in Malibu. Hunter Biden was in Southern California somewhere. His father was Joe Biden. He was having a problem with his computer. Would a rich and powerful family like the Bidens have their fucking crack addicted son get on a plane and fly across the country to the fucking Northeast to drop off the laptop at a laptop repair shop? Or would there just be somebody they know in Southern California that takes care of their IT shit? Because I know if I was rich, I'd just be like, oh, we have a guy. He's, I know you're in Malibu. He's in downtown Los Angeles. We'll call a car for you. Or he flies up to, what was it, Maine or New Hampshire or some shit to like drop off. Get the fuck out of here.
Control your mind with their fact-checking bullshit. And nobody buys it anymore. Who?
Rich people don't have to get on a plane to run an errand to fix their laptop. Wait, wouldn't you just like give the laptop to the fucking people, like to your handler, and have them like destroy it and just get a new one? Like, I don't understand. Like, if I was rich, there was something wrong with my laptop, I would, you know, if I was rich and powerful or whatever, I'd have somebody that I trusted to like wipe it, and I'd just get a new one. Like, the story just falls apart as soon as you think about how rich people think about their laptop. I'm not even rich. And I could just get a laptop. I get one for free. There's so many laptops everywhere.
Yes. My family is home. Hello, family. Well, I think that we pretty much summed this up. And you guys take the rest from the details. This is my beautiful daughter rocking my Pantera shirt. Here's my other beautiful daughter. Say hello to the beautiful internets.
Oh, those poor kids don't have a chance. They seem lovely, too. Those kids don't have a chance.
Good night, Emma.
Those kids could just have regular, boring parents. Like, how's Jim Lee going to handle it when they start smoking weed?
It's been really fun debunking the fact checkers. There's so much more I could go into, but all the links are in the details. Please, go through those details, share this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you can.
Jim, reply to my email.
Links
I'm going to email Jim again tomorrow.
Give donations.
Now I have more questions.
Share it out because sharing is caring. With information comes power. With power comes great responsibility. So please use this information.
Bedtime at the Jim Lee house.
Not people. Even if they're dumb and they're from the fake news. Don't hit them. Just yell at them. Love you, mean it. Good night.
Video resonates with you. Leave me a comment because I love hearing from y'all.
You don't, though. Jim Lee does not like hearing from any of us.